your parole. At that
I
point,
didn't violate nothing. I didn't violate nothing, and my lawyer's not present.
okay, let's slow down here, Mr. Fangay. Let's chat for a second. How old are you, Mr. Fangay? How old are you?
Fungi,
Mr. Fungi, how old are you, sir?
33.
Are you on any kind of medication right now?
No, sir.
Have you been treated by a physician or mental health counselor in the last 4 or 5 years?
No.
It's my understanding that there have been numerous opportunities for you to meet with your parole officer to have a preliminary examination. You have refused to sign. Let me finish talking. Otherwise, we'll just cut this off and go to another case. Are you willing to listen to me for a while?
Go ahead.
Fangay, you have had numerous opportunities to speak with your parole supervisor and parole officer about having a preliminary examination, setting this matter up for a hearing, being appointed counsel. You have refused all of those things, indicating you were going to hire your own lawyer. Every time there's been a proceeding, no lawyer has shown up, and you continue to claim, I'm going to hire a lawyer, I'm going to hire a lawyer, I'm going to hire a lawyer. We are here today to have your revocation hearing. Now, you have a right to have a lawyer. You have a right to have a retained lawyer, but I can tell you this, we're not going to have any more hearings where you say, I'm going to hire a lawyer, my lawyer isn't here. If you want a lawyer, you have every right to have a lawyer. I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you. We will continue this case today until you have an opportunity to speak with your court-appointed lawyer, and then we'll have a hearing at a later time. Now, do you understand what I just said?
Yeah, can I speak?
Well, you can address that issue.
Right. All right, so look, I spoke to several parole officers and I told them what's going on with all this. And I do have a message in to hire Ella, but her assistant is not relaying my message. And I had a meeting with her on the day before this, when I found out about what was going on. And I had an appointment at 2:30. And when I got there, she said she was out of town. And then I keep leaving messages.
Who is your lawyer?
It was Ella Kleber. I had a meeting.
You have an obligation, you have a responsibility to hire a lawyer if you choose to. But you're not going to prolong these proceedings because your lawyer doesn't cooperate or you can't hire the lawyer for some reason. This is the third or fourth time we've tried to do this. Now, let me slow you down. Do you want to go forward today without a lawyer, or do you want us to appoint you a lawyer, and the next time we come back to this hearing, you will have a court-appointed lawyer, and between now and then, if you ultimately hire a lawyer, that lawyer can step in on that day. Now, what do you want to do?
All right, so look, I want to go off of this list.
What do you want to do?
I want to answer this list that it has, okay? It says about.
I want you to answer my question about your lawyer, because we're not going any further without your having representation if you want it. Now, do you want a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to appoint a lawyer. We're going to reassign this hearing. We're going to continue this hearing. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. We're going to set this hearing for another date. And in the interim, between now and the time that date is set, if you wish to hire your own lawyer, you have every right to do that. But that lawyer is going to have to be present at the next hearing. And if the lawyer is not present at that next hearing, we will go forward with you and your court-appointed lawyer. You understand that?
All right. And look, she has documents to present to you.
I'm hearing you, and I'll give you that opportunity to do it. But if she doesn't come the next time, you better give those documents to the court-appointed lawyer that we're going to appoint you to represent you. Well, that I don't know. We have to go through the process. We tried to appoint a lawyer for you months ago, Mr. Fangay. So, you know, I can't tell you when that date's going to be. All I can tell you is we're going to put that in motion, and a lawyer will come to see you before long.
All
I
right, so
can't
look,
give all of that information.
so I don't want Ty Joffrey on an appointment.
Mr. Fangay, unless you have any other issues to discuss today, we're going to continue this case. You'll have an opportunity to talk to your court-appointed lawyer, and we'll see you on another date.
I'm not using Ty Joffrey on.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we continue this case until the attorney has a chance to talk to the offender.
Second.
I'll second.
And I also agree with that. Mr. Fangay, we will continue your case. You'll get notification of a new date for your parole revocation hearing, as well as a court-appointed attorney who will come out and see you at some point. Good luck to you, sir.
That was kind of I don't know what you call it, funny. I'm glad that it was Mr. Marabella that had this case. What he said, he just came in with so much attitude. This guy Fungi, he's like, my name was it Fungi? Fungi, and Mr. Marabella's just like not having any of it. I do feel bad for him. Growing up with the last name Fanguy, Fanguy, and it to be pronounced fungi, which is not much better. Yeah, that probably led to a lot of bullying, which is a real thing and nothing to joke about. But this guy it just looks like he's doing it to himself, just from beginning to end, coming in with an attitude. I mean, it's not rocket science. Like, okay, so you were out on parole, you screwed up, you're back in jail. What did they say? This was the 6th time? 5th? I mean, do you want to stay in there forever? I mean, who knows how long he has to wait to even get these parole hearings? And he just is going over and over and over again. And just like trying to play the same game over and over. You can't talk to them. If you want an attorney, you can't talk to them. You like, what is it? Is it mental illness? You would think that they wanted to clarify that right away. And you have her, I don't know who she is in the bottom. You can't speak. They're not going to have you speak. You're not his attorney. Man. You can't fix stupid, as they say. I mean, if he's got a mental illness, which he very well might, that would just be a shame. But they're just like, stop playing these games. We'll appoint you your own attorney. Man, not much to add there, but someone's hurting themselves. It's hard to feel any empathy for them. But with that, I'll let you go.
And okay, now
You just don't look happy.
let's jump ahead to the future of March 16th, 2023. I messed up there. I forgot to click the share tab button. Here we go.
Meeting on parole is called to order. Today is Thursday, March 16th, 10:38 a.m. My name is Brendan Kelsey. Along with me is Mr. Marabella and Mr. Freeman will be your panel. Staff support is at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Our remote location is Terrebonne. With staff and support at Terrebonne, please introduce yourself. Staff and support at Terrebonne. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Deputy Walgamot.
Hey, Deputy. Thank you. We're ready for our first case. Please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Tyler Michael Fungi, 759-070.
All right, Tyler, you heard the introductions. We're here for a parole revocation hearing. We'll ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. I'll read a charge and you'll plead guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement, or not guilty with a statement. You understand the process?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you,
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, you, do you have a parole revocation questionnaire in front of you?
Yes.
You see where it says refuse to sign? Is that was you refused to sign it?
Refuse to sign what?
Parole revocation questionnaire. I'm looking at a parole revocation questionnaire. It says the offender refused to answer questions or sign. You didn't sign it, right?
I don't know. I answered questions. I told her about it though. It said I refused to answer any questions.
Right, yeah. So can you read and write?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Califungi, DOC number 759070. Rule violation number 4. You were arrested on 2/8/2022 for allegedly committing the offense of cyber stalking misdemeanor under docket hashtag TERR 8400622. The charge is still pending. How do you plead to that?
I'm not guilty.
All right, would you answer Mr. Marabella, please?
Mr. Bungay, you've had several lawyers. Where's your lawyer today?
I don't know. I have paperwork right here from the last hearing that says appointed lawyer will be appointed, and then on, let's see, October 24th, Division B said one will be appointed and was to contact Whitney Parache and be present for today, which has not happened. And then I
Okay.
received.
You want to continue this hearing, waiting for your attorney?
No, I have a recon bond issued, and Whitney
You-
Parache court said it would take a few days to a week for y'all to approve the recon bond and I would be released. And then she went back and said 2 weeks, and then they said
No,
today.
Listen, we're here for a parole revocation hearing. That's all we're here for. We're not here for what you're talking about, the bond.
Okay,
So do you want to continue this and wait till your attorney is here, or do you want to proceed forward with no attorney?
well, I have information to prove that the account is
Listen,
hacked.
I'm asking you a question. Do you want to proceed forward? We'll continue you and just see you later until your attorney's, or do you want to proceed forward with this hearing without your attorney, without an attorney present?
Yeah, I have witnesses present. Go ahead.
Okay, so you're telling me yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have Ms. Heidi Knockman and Ms. Tammy Savoy at appropriate time, they'll make a statement. All right, he agrees to proceed forward without a counsel.
Mr. Bungay, tell me what your position is. You are accused of cyber stalking, sending messages. They've got evidence in the record showing that your computer, your social media threatened Officer Storm Fitch and threatening ADA Chris Ernie. So tell me,
No, this is
who
the hack.
is Storm Fitch? Do you know?
What's that?
Who is Officer Storm Fitch?
Storm Fitch lives up my street, and he was the
Someone you know,
huh?
someone
was-
you know, someone you've had dealings with.
He was a arresting officer on the last case, and he hid his interview. I know that, and then I know that this page they've been posting on it for a year since this, and they have evidence. My sister and my mother have evidence that they've been posting on this page. It's a hack page. I have no access to it, and they can prove it right now. They have the evidence that it's still been being posted for an entire year.
And Chris Ernie, ADA Chris Ernie, who is that?
Chris Ernie is the DA.
That's the prosecutor in your case?
Yeah, not this
And
case.
there is evidence in the record that your social media, that you've been on social media saying things and threatening them.
No,
You're saying that isn't true.
I just told you it was a hacked page, and they can show you even
I
after
hear you, but that's your position.
even after I was in custody, the COs came ask me, "Do you have a phone?" I haven't had a phone. My phone was locked on a Friday, and then I caught wind of this Wednesday, and they can't tell me somebody just posted on the page while I was in custody. So they know, COs know that somebody's been posting on this page even after.
These charges have been pending against you for a year.
Yeah, they keep
You have
pushing.
had several lawyers. You say you have all of this evidence. Why haven't they turned this over to the DA and to the judge?
You tell me.
Well, all right.
I
All right,
don't
we'll
know.
hear from your,
Let's hear from,
your
we can hear
witnesses.
from Miss Heidi or Miss Tammy. You hear Ms. Heidi will be fine. You can make a brief statement, then we'll hear from Ms. Tammy.
My name's Heidi Knockhant. I am Tyler's oldest sister. He is correct that as far as like his phone and everything, so his bank account, his phone, his credit cards, everything was hacked all around the same time. And I do have all that evidence, and I did send that to the parole board, myself and my mom. And then we were told that we sent it to the wrong email address. So his probation officer has copies of everything. She told me that I had to send it to you guys. I have stopped payments on checks that they tried to cash it in his bank account. Like I have the pictures while he was already in custody in February of 2022. He was arrested on February 8th. And on March 8th, I got a text message from that social media page. The name on it is Oracle now. It's no longer even his own name. They changed the name. I mean, this page was hacked all the way, I can say all the way back to December of 2021. Because I remember when the Facebook changed from it being my brother and
This is not good. May I interrupt you for a second?
Yes, sir.
Have you turned this over to his lawyer? This is not a trial.
So-
Today is for us to determine whether or not we're going to revoke his parole or not. Those
Right.
charges are still pending. You tell me you've had this evidence for over a year and there's still charges pending against him.
yes.
He refuses to cooperate with all of his lawyers. That
So-
doesn't.
No, that's
bode
not
well
true.
with
That is
me.
not true.
Well,
They give me the lawyer
okay.
and then they change them before I even get to speak with them.
Hold on, Tyler, hold on. So we have tried to get him counsel. But we can't afford to continuously get counsel, and then they stop halfway through because they're like, well, this isn't right. Like, he's already served his time for this. He should already be out for that. This is a misdemeanor. And it's like you said, it's still pending. The reason that he's in there for parole violation is because he didn't attend classes, they're saying, and he didn't do certain things. The problem is, though, we live in Houma, and we were devastated by Hurricane Ida. He got out days after Hurricane Ida hit. He attempted to contact the parole office, the DA's office.
No, I no. I don't know what you're talking. I did everything. I didn't miss none of that. It's about this page being hacked.
yeah, they just.
I did not miss no classes or none of that stuff.
Can I please speak?
Not short.
All right, now you hear from Ms. Tammy. Go ahead, Ms. Tammy.
I'm his mother, and he is correct. What happened in the beginning, like my daughter was just saying, we were devastated by Hurricane Ida. And then when he was released on September 5th, we tried to contact his probation officer. That's what she's talking about. It took us a little while, but Whitney Pelche has met with him. I spoke with her. She said he's abided by everything he was supposed to as far as probation. As far as this charge for the hack, the cyber stalking, I can witness all of his stuff was actually hacked. I have his phone. I had his phone at the time. I had sent it back into AT&T to get a new phone because he had no phone. When all this went down, I was completely shocked when I heard of this charge. I went to his house to find him and I said, Tyler, I understand the cops are looking for you. And he's like, for what? I said, something on the internet. He goes, I didn't do anything on the internet. I don't even have a phone. And I said, and he doesn't have a computer. And I said, I understand. So when I called the cop, because he had left a card on Tyler's door and Tyler wasn't home, and he told me that he just wanted to talk to Tyler about something had been posted, but he wasn't going to arrest him or anything. That was just up to Tyler. Anyway, he ended up arresting him. But I have spoke to the victim, like the lady, because they lived down Tyler's street, and she said she didn't even want Tyler incarcerated. She just wanted him to seek some kind of medical attention if he needed it, but she couldn't prove that it was him on Facebook or anything. So, I mean, he has 2 small children at home. I've been maintaining his home, and I have told him several times I would get him an attorney and I just couldn't afford it because I've been paying his house note. I take his children every other week. He had his children on a 7-and-7 visitation schedule, but he actually had them more. They're very, very close to him. They're waiting for him to come home. It was just a misdemeanor charge. He served his time. He served over a year. The judge has issued him a recognizance bond because he has served all of his time. So we're just asking that you let him come home. He has a trial in August this year because he did plead not guilty. But everything keeps getting pushed back and pushed back. He has an attorney. I did tell the attorney I had all this evidence. Nothing ever happens with it. He tells me, we got another trial date. And I said, can I bring it to him? He's like, well, no, we don't need it. We got another trial date. I just don't know what else to do. I've called everyone trying to get help. I've spoke to Stephen Bergeron, who is the commander of the jail, and I've asked him. He says Tyler has no write-ups. He doesn't feel like he needed to be incarcerated either. I asked for somebody to be in attendance today, but they weren't able to. They said they don't normally do that, only unless the parole board requests them to be present.
All right, well, thank you for your comments. Tyler, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
He's trying.
But you're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah.
All right. Hear you now.
I don't even have a Facebook, and I did the 13 months. It only would be 9 months that I would have done. I did 13 months, and that's why the judge issued me a recon bond, because I did way extra time on something I didn't do. And I don't feel like I should be revoked. You know, even if I could just go home and go back to work and hire a lawyer and just carry on and address this later with y'all, you know. I just need to be able to get home and get a good lawyer. My lawyer is not fending for me.
We have a quick, yeah, got a motion for executive session. Do we have a second?
Yes.
Roll call, please. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We'll be back shortly.
Okay.
What do you think they're gonna do? Do you think they're gonna let him out? There he is with his e-cig again. I don't really buy the idea that someone this day and age can live without a phone and a computer. I don't buy that part, but it is theoretically and technically possible that he has some type of person that really hates him and is trying to screw with his life. And takes over his social media accounts. But if someone did, why would they continue posting once he's locked up? I gotta tell you, to get prosecuted for cyber. Oop.
All right, we're back. Panel's prepared to vote. Mr. Marabella.
Yes. Mr. Pena, this is not the first time you've come before us. You know, I understand your concerns. I've read all of your reports. You've been very defiant on a lot of things. You refuse to cooperate with your lawyers sometimes. You refuse to sign documents. I'm not sure why your lawyers have not been able to get the information your sister and your mother have. I accept what they say today. All of that may be true. I just don't have that information. And I'm very concerned because these charges against you, while misdemeanors, are serious. And quite honestly, I'm concerned about your mental health. So my vote today is not to revoke you. I'm going to order that you be released, but conditioned upon your getting a mental health evaluation and following whatever treatment they recommend. And I want you to report weekly to your parole officer until this criminal case is resolved. Your mom and your sister may very well have evidence that supports you didn't do anything here. And it may be true, but I think you're in such a mental condition now that I feel I need to help you to make sure nothing else happens. Are we on the same page? Do you understand what I'm suggesting to you?
I don't agree with the mental health, but I understand where you're coming from.
My question is this: are you going to do it?
I will get directly in contact with my parole officer, and whatever she asks of me will be done, sir.
Well, I'm telling you, what you have to do is you have to get a mental health evaluation. That means you have to go to a mental health evaluator and cooperate. Because if I hear that you say, I ain't answering no questions, I ain't signing no papers, you're going to find yourself back before this board and you're going to prison.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't sign those
I don't
papers,
want to hear all of your excuses.
I didn't have a
Are you
lawyer
willing
present.
to do that or not? If
Yes.
you're not willing to do that, then my vote is to revoke it.
No, we're gonna do whatever you say.
All right.
Mr. Freeman,
I concur.
2 votes do not revoke. I also vote do not revoke mental health evaluation and follow up. To follow everything that's recommended, then you'll have a report to your parole officer weekly until this case is handled. You understand the 2 stipulations?
I do, Mr. Kelson.
3 votes do not revoke. Your parole's been not revoked. Good luck to you.
So, excuse me,
Yeah.
the release, is that as of now, like I'll be released today, right?
Yeah, and however long it takes them to do your paperwork, I mean, it's not like it's a week or anything. I mean, it should be relatively soon. I mean, it
Tomorrow.
might be 24 hours. I'm not saying that, but it'll be.
Because I'm just saying,
So-
over here on this end, on February 16th, I already signed the recon bond, and now that I'm being granted your release, I mean, that it should be today.
Right, it is. So it'll be, 24 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. I mean, it should be quick. I can't give you, that's left up to them now. We let you go with the stipulations, so we don't have a hold on.
All right, well, I
So-
appreciate your considerations and cooperation. Thank you.
Good luck. Good luck.
You too.
Thank
We'll adjourn 10:57 at Terrebonne. Thank you.
Mr. Fan Guy. Well, there we go. Full circle. I gotta say he is blessed to have his sister and mother that love and care for him. As you can see, they do. They're encouraging him to no, just please, just go with it. As you saw last time, it quickly shut off to just, a whole bunch of months later, October to March. Man, it's a long time that he had to wait for another hearing. And I think everyone, I guess you have to assume that there is something, I'm no expert. I don't claim to be, but I think there's gotta be something mentally not all there. And it's so sad to think he has 2 babies at home and that he's gone all this time locked up in a jail cell. And a lot of it seems to be just due to himself. I mean, he could have gotten out 6 months ago if he had just, not been impossible. Now, do I believe him? Gosh, I don't. It's hard. It's hard to believe him. It's hard to believe that it's just easy to see him getting really upset for what he's previously locked up for and making cyber threats on against the DA. I mean, it's just, it's just not hard to believe that would happen. But is it theoretically possible that he has some type of cyber bully that's just does not like him and typed in fungi123 is the password and it worked on his Facebook account and then started making cyber threats? But yeah, hopefully he can stay out of trouble. It seems like he can't really help it, but anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And with that, I'll let you go.